What are you doing, Pakistan? What are you doing to me? What are you doing to your fans? What are you doing to your nation? What are you doing to the guy that flew the plane with a banner saying Free Imran Khan? You know what? This show is brought to you by these guys.
Now delivering in 10 minutes.
Well, it wasn't quite 10 minutes or less, but here we are outside the ground here in New York, Pezza. Pakistan have, I think, lost that game. Maybe India did win it. It wasn't quite taking the piss this time, but it was dreadful from Pakistan. Dreadful.
USA-Pakistan was funny.
Yeah.
India-Pakistan was sad.
Yeah.
Really, because that was Pakistan's chance. I don't see a lot of humour in the way they went down today. All the conditions were in their favour. They won the toss. Turned out 119 was too many for India. It was 20 too many or something or something there or thereabouts. Like Indians at the innings break were disconsolate. There was no vibe in the ground whatsoever.
Vibe.
They thought, this crowd, that Pakistan were going to do it. And the Pakistani people around us were also very quiet because I think they thought they were going to do it as well. But maybe they knew something because just after Rizwan and Baba got out, after Baba got out, you just felt like that run rate was rising. You know, and a lot of people are sledging Fakhar Zaman's innings. He was the only guy for me that came out with courage to try and take that game on. No Pakistani batter came out there and said, I'm prepared to get out to get the run rate back on track and to hit the boundary, which is what they needed to do.
I think that feeling around the ground was that, I've seen Pakistan fuck this up many times in my life, and I think they're going to do it again. And you know what? That's kind of Christmas come early, although that is not celebrated in that country. Pez, we'll just start running through the innings itself. First thing of the day is Rishabh Pant, who really was outstanding. I think he may have been dropped early on running backwards over.
He skied about 4 balls in 14. He had a bit of luck.
42 of his 31 runs came through second slip. 42. He scored 42 off 31, and most of those runs, I think you know what I mean. It was streaky, but I said this before at the end of the India-Ireland game, is that like what we wanted out of this game, we just weren't going to get because it's such a big occasion. It's a big moment. They're trying to bring cricket to the country, and you're playing in a shit tip. I mean, it wasn't a great spectacle. Those are just the circumstances of play. We said this before. So many people have made an enormous effort to get this game going, get the sport going here. And you look behind us here, and it's an unbelievable stadium for what is essentially a dog park 6 months ago. So that's incredible. But unfortunately, the deck itself, it was an absolute shit tip, and it sort of ruined the spectacle of the occasion. But saying that, there's no pace on the ball, but Rishabh Pant is so dynamic. He's so electric, he's so versatile that he's the kind of player that can just he can win you a game. And he scored 42 off 31, and that is quite clearly the difference between the two sides.
Yep, that's exactly right. I mean, I think I don't have the stats in front of me in any way, but although it seemed as though India struggled with the bat, they still played with enterprise. They still tried to hit the boundaries. They still got the reward for that. They still kept the run rate at something that was going to put pressure on the opposition, whereas Pakistan, despite their controlled start with both openers, just didn't bat with any verve or any ability or willingness to take risks. So even though you're right, this game was a little bit unders for vibrancy, given that the pitch was, as you call it, he goes, a shit tip. It was still India's enterprise that got them over the top, you know, and there still are narratives here about one team and one set of fans definitely having belief that they can beat the opposition, and the opposition feeling the same way about it. And I feel like that's the way it played out. Like we were saying it in the press box. We were just like, the gas truck is on here.
It's on.
A big old gas truck is rolling into town with the name Pakistan on it, and they pulled up right in front. Right in front.
Jagged a park right out front.
Yeah, that's it, right out front of the old gas station there, and everybody took it. They took that gas.
Oh, gas, yes, please.
All as a free Imran Khan plane flew around the ground. Release Imran Khan.
Now, here's the thing, because we were feeling the pain from Pakistani fans, who I still think they've had a great day out.
So much pain.
But, like, there's a suggestion here, just like, please just give it to us because I'm angry and upset. And I kind of had no belief that we're going to win the game at any point. Now, some of the bowling figures here for Pakistan, Nazim Shah, 3 for 21.
Brilliant
outstanding.
display.
Haris Rauf, the same figures, 3 for 21. Outstanding display.
And they caught everything. They caught everything, Pakistan,
Yeah,
as well. You
just
thought
about.
it was on. Didn't have that feel that Pakistan weren't at the races, particularly in the bowling innings. They took everything. They fielded fairly well for Pakistan anyway. And there was a couple of moments where Muhammad Amir was on a hat-trick, Haris Rauf was on a hat-trick, so, the bowlers turned up.
Yeah.
They were ready to go.
Yep.
But just once that on that deck, chasing 6 and over, 7 and over, they just didn't have that belief. Someone needed to come in and grab the metaphorical bull by the horns.
Yes.
Nobody wanted to do it.
Yes.
They wanted to take the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yep.
Both violent pieces of imagery, and nobody did that.
At the end of India's innings, the last 6 overs, they lost last 8 overs, they lost 6 for 29.
Yeah.
So as the ball got a little bit softer, although, of course, it doesn't get as soft as, say, in the 50-over format or indeed the red ball game. But they really did fall away there at the end there, India. But we also saw the same thing in the next innings. And you know what? Let's do want now, get now, thanks to Big Basket Now. Pezza, time for what now, get now, and look, it's just Bumrah.
Yeah, oh, mate.
It's just Bumrah. Now, like we were discussing in the at the beginning of the second innings, you're defending 120. Bumrah's just got to take over 1.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't need to because they've won the game quite comfortably
Yep.
in the end, in a percentage-based way. He finishes with 3-4. He finishes player of the match. He finishes, I haven't got the numbers right
3
here.
for 14, I think.
3 for 14,
Yeah.
okay, outstanding.
He's the best. He's the best bowler in the world.
3
I mean,
for 14.
as we were watching the second innings, the entire and you could see the batters felt this way as well. It was like, when's Bumrah coming back on? When are they going to, try and get their scoring around Bumrah? Do we do it off Siraj? Do we do it off Hardik Pandya?
Yep.
Both of them supported well enough, I suppose. But really, when Bumrah had ball in hand, it was just carnage. It was either no runs, wickets. There was a catch dropped off him as well.
Yes.
He ends up with 3 for 14. He's a major, major difference in the game.
And he also gets the enormous wicket of Rizwan, Rizwan was the one that was dropped first ball off Bumrah down at fine leg by Shubham Dubey, I think it was.
I'm going to talk about that wicket as well. Like
Rizwan's wicket.
Rizwan's controlling his innings really nicely. Guys are able to bat around him. Pakistan's in control, I think, at that point. But as soon as Imad Wasim comes in to bat, he doesn't bat himself into a hole. He jumps into a hole before ball 1. He comes out in a hole. He excavates a hole and comes out in a little forklift there, maybe trailing behind on a wakeboard, and just stays in there. And as soon as that happens, Mohammad Rizwan plays a massive shot and gets out. That's what happens when the other batter puts pressure on you.
Yep.
And his innings continued in that vein after that as well, which, look, occasions like this, you don't want to sledge somebody too much. I mean, people were sledging Shubham Dubey for dropping a catch, all over socials. No normal person does that. People drop catches. Everyone's trying their best. I'm sure it's the same for Imad Wasim, but the pace of his batting really, I guess, sort of withdrew the momentum from Pakistan and helped the whole crowd rise up and realise that the gas truck be coming.
Just talking about Pakistan's innings now, moving on to the next thing, and it was just they were just never in front of the game. We were discussing how would they go about it. Would they try and get a huge chunk of the work done in the power play and then sort of cruise toward the ends? It's only 6 and over. Do you just keep nudging it along? In the end, it was the latter, which a tactic that they chose. And it just kept India in the game, and it also allowed the lack of belief that Pakistan clearly have, either in or just in beating India in big moments, and indeed World Cups. It just allowed that to fester and metastasize in them.
Metastasize, mutate.
It was mutating. You could see it as the game went on, and the batters
became malignant.
Batters decided to bat themselves into a hole, and they couldn't get out of it. And it was between Fakhar Zaman. It was Imad Wasim who came in and scored 15 off 23. It honestly felt like he faced the entire innings and he could not get the thing off the square. Now, should be stated, it was an extremely difficult wicket to bat on. Everyone who's watched the game, no pace on, but there was just it wasn't the lack of execution. It felt like there was a lack of intent. Of course he's trying, etc. But
there was an insipidness to it.
He had no way of overcoming his complete retardation of his body you know, he he was.
It was a limp display. When we like watching him in person, it did look like he was trying to be very chill. Perhaps that's his game as well. I don't think he has a high career strike rate, so he's trying to do that. But you know, on that deck, just trying to nudge and nurdle around, just as it's trying to get to 6s and 7s and 8s, runs and over. It puts a lot of pressure on the guy at the other end, and then that's when the tamasha for the opposition begins. You know, and the crowd got in and around it. And honestly, with about like 4 overs to go, the game had changed just like that, and everybody knew that it was on. Everybody knew that India was going to go and win that game as
including Pakistan.
Including Pakistan, and they batted accordingly. You know, if anybody detects like a sort of a seriousness to our tone for this, because, you know, a lot of Indians will be tuning in just going, come on, boys, just fucking give it to them, you know, like, and let's cheer India. It is because, like, I do really feel the heartbreak of Pakistani fans in this game. 35 overs, they were doing fairly well, you know, and they had the best of conditions, bowled well, openers did well, and then it was just like the belief went, no, we can't beat these guys. And, you know, to basically, I mean, India choke against us. So to choke against India, that hurts.
Also means that Pakistan are basically out of the tournament after 2 games. I guess that can happen in T20 World Cups, but not in these World Cups where they've introduced 85 other teams that have no business in competing. But, you know, hey, they did the thing last time, so I suppose that's good. I think that's well, yeah, that is the end for Pakistan, but it's something for India now as well. You know, beating Pakistan, which I think is just a rite of passage for Indian World Cups. Anything else you want to say about India today?
No, not really. They did what they had to do. They got it done. They realised that Pakistan were afraid of them, and they exploited it accordingly.
All right. Hashtag AskTGC. I put the word out there, Pezza, just before. So let me see what's going on. 77 comments in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So yeah,
right.
a few blokes have got a few
Nasty
things to
badger.
say. Broken Cricket Dream said, did India win or did Pakistan lose?
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Pakistan have lost that.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Shiv said, why did Rizwan choose Bumrah of all bowls to hit for a 6? I suppose it's the nature of the game. I mean, it was fucking loose. I mean, it is literally their best bowler.
It was got a good one today.
Yeah.
I got a good one today. Someone take a screenshot, send it through. I think his head will be over the other side of the ground.
Just like my jaw will be tomorrow night with Ravi Shastri on stage. By the way, if you want to come to our live show in New York City, you can find tickets at greatcricket.com or the link in the description of this video. Please do come along. A night of comedy and a night full of piss, as Ravi said, promoting the video. Broadway tomorrow night, 7:30.
It turns out we've actually changed the name of this show, having with India having won, to just like let's celebrate India as well. So come along.
AR said, all I know is Australia will win the whole thing, so I can't really enjoy India's win. Already have visions of Stoinis and Wade drinking Budweiser out of Zampa's shoe.
Yeah, that's a good vision.
Berlin says Pakistan or USA, which team is better? Well, I think we both know the answer to that.
Pretty clear.
Berlin also said, did Kohli fail because of the curse of ice show speed? Now I saw speed there today.
Right.
This time that is meat out. He changed his name to ice show meat at one point on a live stream.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah. That was basically the theme of our 3rd grade team as well. Once we came off the field, we weren't selected unless you adhered to that theme.
There were many celebrities in the ground today. Least of all, of course, the organiser of this whole thing, Jay Shah. I don't know if he's here or not, and make of that statement what you will. Pezza, it's been another. Was this a good addition? Was this a good addition of the India-Pakistan rivalry?
Hey,
it was a close game.
There was still a lot of heat between fans, a lot of fun. It was, you know, it's always a privilege to be able to be here and to see that. But again, I just think it just loses a little bit of luster when the deck is tough, and then Pakistan do what Pakistan does, you know?
Yeah.
But still, like, it's an incredible occasion for so many people who come here, and very, very special and novel to do it in New York. Even just to see the teams, like, on the ticker there, you know, India with a score, Pakistan's bowling score, and just says New York underneath. That's ticking me off a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of a tick off.
Yeah, I saw you twitching before.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks to everyone who's hit like on this video, and indeed the people that have subscribed to this channel over the last little while. It's because of you guys that we get to be here in New York for this special occasion. It wasn't the greatest game you'll ever see, but it was a close game, and we got to see the things that both of these teams end up doing. India beating Pakistan in the World Cup, and Pakistan completely falling into a shit heap once again. So thanks very much for competing in this World Cup, Pakistan. Just go easy on the death threats, and please do see us next time. Does that make sense? No. See you later.